Hello, hello. How you doing? Antonio and Larch. Michelle, how's it going? Here we go. Hey, hey Scott. Dan, how's it going? Does everybody have their coffee? And I hope you can hear me okay. This is always a... Hey, Chance. Yeah, you don't like him either, Speed Racer? Yeah, I'm not crazy about fireworks. I used to. Oh, thank you, Speed Racer. I appreciate it. Green tea. Okay, that's all right. Hey, Jeff. 115. E. Art? I don't know how to pronounce that first word in your name there. OV Art, so I'm just going to call you Art if that's okay. Hey, Cowboy. Douglas? Oh, it is evening for some people, isn't it? I'm on the West Coast, so I forget that sometimes. Parson Road, how's it going? Hey, AJ, what's going on? There's a lot of people in here now. Is it a bit low? The volume's a bit low for you, Art? I need to invest in another mic, and I just have been putting off on it, putting off buying anything else. But it's good to know there's not a whole lot I can do about the audio right now. So audio is good for some people, not for other people, unfortunately. Um, until I get a different mic system, I'm just kind of I can't seem to get level either. Um, until I get a different audio system or a better mic system, there's not a whole lot I can do about the audio, unfortunately. Eventually, I'll get another mic. I just have been putting it off. Hey, Patsy, how's it going? Lena, Nomad Man, how's it going, man? Hey, Jackie from the UK, huh? Tara, all the way from Australia. All right. Is a little low? Volume's low for you, Rob? Yeah. Sorry about the volume. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. I've tried streaming from my iPad, which I'm using right now just because I can see the chat a little bit easier. So that's why I'm looking down constantly. Hey, Joe Dirt. Hey, Richard. How's it going? Yeah, I've tried using the iPad, but I have to hook the iPad up to the phone. So when I do that, it slows the connection down, and then it kind of messes up with the audio and the video. So I thought today we'll just try to do it this way. Just use the phone, and hopefully it'll be okay. Although the phone's only so good for the audio. I think, Ben, I think for some people they can't really raise their audio up very much, depending on what they're watching. So that's why it's really more on my end. If I had a mic on my end and I can turn the gain up a little bit, then it would help the people that don't have that ability to kind of adjust their audio better. Hey, Heather. Is that hot in Florida? Yeah, I bet you're well into summertime weather there, aren't you? I don't envy you. I cannot do the hot stuff these days, especially the humidity. I just can't do that. Hey, Chippy, how's it going? New York City. Yeah. Jefferson Space, how's it going? I don't have a I don't have a couch to hide under, so that doesn't work for me. Plus, I don't have a well, I don't know if everybody knows this. Maybe this is not exactly common knowledge, but my coffee is getting a little cold. Yeah, um, my van's not insulated, so that means it acts like a drum. If there's any noise going on around the outside, it it just reverberates in here, which it's not the greatest thing, but I'm never going to insulate this van, so it's just one of those things I have to put up with. I I just made this coffee right before I started the live stream, so it's really hot. So that's why I'm attempting to sip on it, but I'm not sipping too much because it's pretty piping hot at the moment. Hey Louie from Garcia, or Louie from Texas, sorry. How's it going? It's probably hot in Texas too, I'm guessing. See, I like seeing that I'm not alone in this. That there's a lot of you that don't like fireworks. There's a lot of people here today. I'm surprised how many of you made it here. I was thinking this would be a nice slow day. We get 30 people in tops, and it wouldn't be too outrageous for me to handle this. Um, but it is a holiday, so maybe that helps a little bit with that. I don't. More of you are home. Yeah, fuel's expensive everywhere, Louis. It's kind of crazy. I just filled up yesterday, and yeah. Hey, Henry, how's it going, man? I am enjoying my coffee. My coffee, thank you. Yeah, your dogs don't like fireworks. Oh, your cats don't like it either. Huh, Ellie, that's interesting. I didn't know cats were that way. I'm not really a cat person, but I know dogs don't like the fireworks. It's funny. Last year at this time, I was in a state preserve, and I thought, oh, good, I'm not going to have to deal with fireworks because it's illegal to have fireworks here. And no sooner did I get my van doors open up, there's a couple that are shooting bottle rockets over top of their kids' heads. They had their kids sitting on the sand down. It was kind of at the bank of a river, and they were shooting the bottle rockets over top of their kids uh, and into the river. Although some of them were going all over the place, like bottle rockets do. And I'm thinking, like, how crazy is that to shoot bottle rockets over your kids' heads? Some of them were landing on the beach. Some of them were landing in the river. Some of them were going into the woods out on the bank of the river on the other side. It was crazy. I wasn't too happy, but luckily somebody called the sheriff, and they sent somebody down to chase them out. So they left immediately. Although they didn't get a ticket or anything, which I would have liked to see them get a ticket. Are you using Yellowbird, Graham? Yeah. I made a burger today, and I didn't use any, and I almost put some Yellowbird on it, but I finally replenished my barbecue sauce, so I just went with barbecue sauce. 99 in Norfolk. Oh, yeah, all this hot weather everywhere. It's crazy. I just been burning up. Hey, Daryl, how's it going? Who who in the world would drink some Yellowbird habanero straight? Ooh, that's rough. That is really rough. That one's a little bit too hot for me. I don't use that one very often. It's a little bit spicy for me. Drinking it straight. Ooh, that's crazy. Hey, dystopian. Hey, Tom. It's actually Scott, Tom, but that's okay. Everybody calls me Steve, and they've called me Steve for the last 40 years. Hey, Maureen. I think I've missed some comments, and I'm sorry. They go by a little too quick, especially when I start telling a story. I do not want to have a pet, Henry. I really like dogs, but I usually just pet people's dogs when I'm out walking around during the day. There's always a dog that'll come running up to me, and I'll ask if I can pet it, and usually people say yes. Once in a while they say, "Oh, you better not." But I get my dog time in that way, and yeah, having another mouth to feed is just not a good idea for me right now. Oh, Urban Lady, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will definitely have a coffee on you. I appreciate it very much. Hope you're doing good. If you're close to that place, Graham, in West Seattle, there's a little food truck in West Seattle. I can definitely recommend it. Although, if you look at the short video that I put up on that, there's a bunch of people that are just hating on that place. They're saying it's just terrible, and I don't know what they're talking about, because at least as far as Seattle is concerned, it's really good. It's a really good place. I was gonna try to get to Freelard Tamales, but I think they're up like near Green Lake. No, they're in. Well, up toward Green Lake area anyway. I forget exactly, but I wanted to get out there, but then I just didn't. I really didn't want to deal with that part of the city, so I didn't get out there. But I hear they're really good. Oh, they don't have tacos, but they only have tamales. But I hear they're really good, and I've just never been able to get out and try them. Oh, that's crazy, Scott. It actually caused a evacuation. Nuts. I hope everything's all right. Habanero will cure anything. That's right, Patty. I don't know why people call me Steve. I guess I look like a Steve, but yeah, I, uh, I don't know why that is. Oh, hey, thanks, Botcat. That's nice of you. Appreciate that. Well, John, how's it going, man? No fireworks for you. I bet you're going to hear some fireworks tonight, John. I betcha. I heard fireworks last night. So I'm guessing that they're just warming up um, where I am. I think there's no fireworks allowed where I am at the moment, too. But people don't care. Oh, thank you, Daryl. Thanks, buddy. Hello from Henderson, Nevada. I'm guessing, right? It's 103 where you are. Ooh. That's like where I'm from back home. That's too much for me. Too much anymore. Oh, you're watching on your TV. That's nice, Alice. Makes it easy. You can probably turn up the volume easily that way. Hey, JC, how's it going? I do like tamales. Uh, Freelard, Freelard tamales, I think is what, or Freeland? I think it's Freelard tamales. I can't remember the city that's in. It's north of Seattle. It could be, well, I don't know. That's gonna drive me crazy now that I've thought about it. I can't I can't pull up my phone and get the map out because I'm using the phone, so I can't look it up. You're not doing the barbecue thing? Yeah. I don't barbecue much either. You left you left Seattle in March, JC? Yeah, that was rough weather. Yeah, Urban Lady Freelard Tamales is a little place that's supposed to be really good Mexican food in the Seattle area. It is in Fremont. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. Um, why couldn't I think of Fremont? Yeah, and I think you're right. It is. I think it's closer to Ballard than it is to Fremont, but I think it's technically in Fremont. That's a. It's such a. If you don't know Seattle area, that area is so busy now that I just don't like going back there anymore. I was actually talking to Dreamside Out. If you know him, he lives out of a box truck, and he was saying I don't go back to that area anymore. He said it's just so crowded and it's just hard to find parking. He said I just don't go there anymore. He said all my old haunts that I used to park in and hang out at. He said I just have all new places. It's kind of crazy because that was kind of his area up there. That was the first time I went up there was to meet him, and then we both did videos of each other's rigs, did a little interview. He's not making YouTube videos anymore. I keep telling him he should, but he doesn't want to make YouTube videos anymore. Barbecuing in your oven. That's an easy way to do that. Elizabeth, is it cold in North Ireland? I've always wanted to go to that whole area, and I've just never got the chance. Not even close. Maybe someday I can get out there, but I don't mind a little bit of cool weather these days. So cold sounds okay at the moment. I've really been it's been so hot. It's just been so crazy hot, unseasonably hot in Seattle. I've got a couple of videos coming up from Seattle, and I complain about it a lot. One of them is kind of based around the idea that it's hot. Um, it's just been really difficult, and a lot of people in Seattle don't have air conditioning because it's just so unusual for it to get this warm. My lighting isn't very good, is it? I'll try to change this up a little bit. Thanks, Maureen. Yeah, things have been good. Oh, hey, Susie. Thanks a lot. Oh, hi, Vonda. How are you? How's it going? Oh, you've been to Freelards. Okay, AJ. Awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about Freelard, so I really should have gotten out there. Well, maybe I still can, I guess. Oh, hey, Otter. Is it hot down in Vancouver? Yeah. It almost seems hotter to me. Like 80 degrees seems hotter to me in Seattle than it does anywhere else, and I think it's just a mind thing that I mean, it's probably concrete too, but being surrounded by concrete and being in a city, but um, it just it just is unbearable, and it's probably just because I'm thinking that it shouldn't be that warm. Oh, hey, Lisa. Yeah, Humboldt's ideal, right? Humboldt and Mendocino is ideal for weather. Doesn't get any better anywhere, I don't think, in the summertime. Jamie, I have a Ram ProMaster City, and model wise, I don't know, it's the cheapest one they make. I'm not sure exactly what model that would be. Oh, is it that much warmer in Portland? Yeah. I always thought it was warmer down in Portland versus Seattle. I did upgrade my iPad storage. Things are working good. I talked a little bit about the iPad. I think that was 2 videos ago. Was it two? Yeah, I think it was 2 videos ago, where I talked about this charger device that you see here. I should pull the sticker off because this this little comic they have, it looks kind of funny. But I'm loving this charger. It's fantastic. I like it even better now. A few weeks on. Oh hey JJ Grace, how's it going? Oh Margie, how's it going, Margie? Yeah, humidity. I can't take humidity anymore. See, Speed Racer. That's actually what I thought. But the Ram ProMaster City has nothing to do with Fiat, and nothing to do at all. It was designed and built by a Turkish automotive company, the same company that designed and built the Ford Transit Connect for Ford. And both of those vans, this van and the Transit Connect, are now going out of production. And I think it has something to do with that Turkish company that made them. But yeah, the ProMaster Cities have no Fiat parts in them whatsoever. They're actually more of a Jeep than they are Fiat. And I used to tell people, oh, it's just a rebadged Fiat. And then I actually looked up a little information on them, and they're not. They're more Jeep than they are Fiat. There's no Fiat parts in them whatsoever. It's an interesting van. These things, but very different between the two. Hey Paula. Ben, I don't want to rent any place. I have a home. I don't like to have to get everything together out of here and to take it into some place and then clean that place, and hopefully it doesn't have bed bugs, and I just it's just uncomfortable and it's a lot of work, and I just don't feel like doing it. The nice thing about Seattle is, if you didn't see my last video, I went up to Mount Rainier, and as you're going up into the hills there, mountains, I guess, you do drop in temperature quite a bit. So I mean, it's really easy just to get out of town. Um, that was maybe, where was I? I don't know if I said a time frame, but maybe an hour and a half outside of Seattle, you can get into a much cooler area. And then, it's like that. You can go out to the Olympics, you can go out or go up north to the Cascade region. I think that's even cooler up there because they're a little farther north and they have a little bit more elevation. But yeah, renting a place is just, I mean, it's not in my budget for one thing. And then two, it's a hassle for me to get stuff together, and then having to clean a place before you go stay in it. I just, I don't, it's a, yeah, I'd rather stay at home. I'm comfortable here at home. Carolyn, we have royalty here. How's it going, Carolyn? It's nice to see you here, and virtually anyway. It'd be nice to actually spend some time with you one of these days. But maybe you haven't heard me say this. I am just not about the desert anymore. It's like pulling teeth to get me back to the desert. So I don't know when I'll see you next, but maybe we'll make a little trip out, or meet you halfway if you're traveling still a little bit, or you can always come back up home. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. I think I've gotten far behind. Hey, C-Tap, how's it going, man? Crown, I don't even know where Crown Hill is. Boy, they're putting up so many of them. I do like Metropolitan Market, though. That's what I'm drinking right now, actually, Metropolitan Market coffee. Because it's such good stuff and it's such a good deal for how good it is. Oh yeah, it was great, Tara. That's that whole area out there, Mount Rainier, is just fantastic. And I haven't spent much time out there, so um, it was really cool to be able to get to spend a couple of days out there. I should have stayed out there longer, but there is, well, where I camped, there was no cell service whatsoever, and it just kind of weirds me out a little bit not having any cell service whatsoever. So I kind of cut it short and got back into the city. Oh wow, okay, you are heading back up home. Cool. Flying, I guess, huh? Yeah. I'll try to text you at some point, Carolyn. I'm sorry I don't text you, and I should say this more often. I don't text anybody, so don't don't take it personally. Um, I'm a bad friend to everybody, not just you. Yeah, Mount Rainier's out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. Oh hey Josh, all the way from Portugal. Cool. I'm not royalty. What are you talking about? I'm just an old guy that lives in a tin can. You too. Well, we understand each other anyway. See that's the great thing about good friends is we don't get upset with each other if we don't keep in contact. See that's how we know that we're good friends. We just pick up where we left off. Oh, see North. Oh, really? They took over the. Wow, that's cool. C-Tap? Huh, interesting. Yeah, again, well, maybe you got here after I was talking about this. I don't really go up into that area too much anymore because it's just so crazy busy. Um, but yeah, that's cool. It's a good store, so I'm glad they're glad they're doing well. Hey, Malmac, how's it going? Hey, Craig. Uh, oh, Carolyn, I'm in I'm in an undisclosed location at the moment. I'll send you a text. I got stuff going on right now, so uh, I let um, I let my channel supporters know where I'm at, but everybody else I kind of keep in the dark as to where I'm at the moment. But I'll send you a text and tell you what's up. It's coming up. It's coming up in the videos. I, I think I'm about well, I think I'm about a week and a half behind right now, location wise and video wise. Ben, I did upgrade my AeroPress to a larger one. I I don't know if it was necessary. The nice thing is though it does fit on this mug a little bit better. Um, the the AeroPress Go has a smaller um, ring that would sit on the top, and so I was having to press the coffee into another container and then put it into this, and I didn't like that, so I finally just bought the new one. I need to make a video on my thoughts about that because I'm not so crazy about what's going on with the AeroPress company at the moment. But it's nice. Any AeroPress is good. Hey, no more meetings. How's it going? 109, that's not too bad, right, for Phoenix? That's a nice, cooler day. It could be worse, right? I'm sorry, though. Sorry you got to put up with that. I follow the recommended van oil schedule. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I'll do it earlier if I'm in the deserts or if I've been driving up steep grades and stuff. Because I've been in the mountains, I'm thinking I'm going to get it done sooner this time. That's kind of the way I work it. That's part of the issue. That's part of the recall issue with these fans, and why I'm gonna need a new engine soon is the oil gets bad and messes things up. But I don't want to talk about that. That's another sore subject. Van Glow, how's it going? Humboldt, you're in the cool weather. That must be nice. You're not sweltering like the most of us. Yeah, so you've got AC. Yeah, that makes it much better. Just nobody in Seattle has AC. I don't get why that is. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. More and more people are getting AC, but it's just not common. Oh, I never park in the shade. It's hotter for me to park in the shade than it is for me to park in the sun because then if I park in the sun, I've got unlimited power. If I park in the shade, that means I can't run my cooler or my fan. Also, my fridge needs the power, so yeah, it's cooler for me to park in the sun. And that's part of the reason why I don't have the van insulated. If the van was insulated, I would need to park in the sun, or I mean, I would need to park in the shade. But because the van's not insulated, I don't. I can park in the sun and still stay cooler than an insulated van. Thank you, Carolyn. I try to keep everything on my channel kind of light because you can go to pretty much anywhere on the internet and find all kinds of gossip and stuff. So yeah, let's just be friendly and fun here. Hey JJ, I'm doing good. Hey LH, all the way from Sweden. All right. Chase the heat. I don't know who wants to chase the heat. I used to like it hotter, but now not so much. Hey Lone Wolf. I am drinking some local to Seattle coffee. I was just talking about this recently. I think on a couple of different videos. Boy, my lighting is terrible. Um, it's from a company called, or from a grocery store called Metropolitan Market, and it's their house blend, and they keep this a really closely guarded secret of who roasts this for them. But I'm pretty sure it's Cafe Vita, which is one of the premier coffee roasters in the Seattle area. So Cafe Vita coffee would be, I think they sell theirs for about $16 for a bag. This is $10 or $11, just because it doesn't have the Cafe Vita name on it, it has Metropolitan Market name on it. So it's a pretty good savings. I shouldn't say 16 bucks a bag. Cafe Vita coffee has a sliding scale, so I think it starts at 16 and goes up to 20 or 21. But yeah, so this stuff is really, really good deal. You don't like the heat either, Leslie? Yeah. Yeah, I try to avoid it when I can. It Leslie, it does get noisy outside of my van, and I'm almost always parked in the city, so there's almost always people around me. In fact, I had a little trouble sleeping. If you saw my last vlog when I was up in the parked in the snow park up just outside of Mount Rainier, like it was so eerily quiet outside. I had trouble sleeping. Isn't that the funniest thing? I mean, I grew up really close to some train tracks, the house that I grew up in, and you know you'd hear trains going all night, and so I guess I'm just used to it all these years. But yeah, I'm partly deaf too, so it's not like I think that helps a little bit. But I mean, I've always been a really sound sleeper, so once I fall asleep, and I usually fall asleep pretty quickly, especially if I have a cup of coffee before I go to bed, I'm out like a light, and I just don't wake up for anything. I don't get up for anything. So it doesn't matter how loud it is normally. Every once in a while, there will be some noise that bothers me, but it's usually not an issue for me, and I've been like that forever. Yeah, but those 20 days CTAP, it's brutal. You know, it's just absolutely brutal. That's the thing. It seems like more people should just have a little. I mean, a split AC is probably the best because of how 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 good they work. But I mean, just a window unit so you can cool your bedroom down. I think one of the guys I worked with, I remember he got real excited. He saved and saved, and he bought a little window unit for his bedroom. So he said he would just close his bedroom door and just cool the bedroom down because he was having a tough time sleeping. Yeah. Fireworks do cause a lot of litter, yeah. That's another bad thing. I wish I could get a coffee sponsor, Leslie. That would be great. I really wish that would be a thing. I'm starting to get a little warm. I have a heavy t-shirt on too. It's getting to be laundry day, so I'm pulling out the t-shirts out of the bottom bin, and this is a heavy one. Now I'm regretting putting this one on. Would I be would I be pleased to know that, CTAP? I don't. I've told you this so many times. As long as you like your coffee, that's the coffee that you should drink. Just don't serve me any of it. I'm kidding, of course, but not really. Hey, Anacortes. How's it going, Ryan? That's such a nice area out there. It's probably much cooler in Anacortes too, I'm guessing. I haven't checked the temperature out there. All right, Chippy. That's good. I mean, hey, if you like the instant, then then please buy more. But I think it's I think it's 90 degrees today, Carolyn. It's pretty warm, or close to it anyway. Or maybe that's tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, I just think, if you like coffee, why not just brew up a cup? You know, there's always that time for instant coffee, but if you like coffee, just take a few minutes and make up some. My Polish mug, I put that away so I don't break it. I broke another mug of mine, and then I thought I better put this Polish mug away. Plus, I've been hanging this one up where I was hanging the Polish mug up because it's got a handle and it keeps it up out of the way. So the Polish mug is tucked away safely. Probably next time I make soup is when I'll get that out. I don't know how to say your name. Enkidu? I, I just butchered that, didn't I? Sorry, but hello. Yeah, I'd be out in the truck camper seats app if I were you. Run that AC. Dunkin' Donuts coffee. See, that's kind of an East Coast thing, I think, isn't it? Dunkin' Donuts? I'm not real familiar with it. I mean, I've had it, I guess, but it's been a long time since I've had Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, actually, I bought a bag not too long ago and did a little coffee review on it. You're in Flagstaff, Chico. All right. Nice. 90s today. uh, hey, Lee. Yeah, I actually showed the iPad 2 videos ago, I think. 2 videos ago? I think. I think it was 2 videos ago. Teresa, you like Dunkin' Donuts too. I wish I could remember what it tastes like. It must be decent because it's so popular. Douglas, the problem is I've got a pretty major engine issue and a major transmission issue to take care of before I do any real heavy traveling. It's pretty dicey right now. Vermont Coffee Company. I have not. Are they a small company that's just local? I tend to buy coffee in the area that I'm in. That's why I'm drinking this Metropolitan Market coffee that's from Cafe Vita, although we're not supposed to know that, because it's just what I do. Wherever I go to a new place, I just buy coffee from that area. That's what I like to do. Kind of helps support the local places and then I can change it up. I used to go to Starbucks all the time, and then which is great uh, because it's always the same. You know what Starbucks is going to taste like no matter where you are. But then I got tired of that, and I started to think like I want to change up my coffee flavors. Of course, I have my favorites, and when I get back to those places, I stock up. Like I'm stocked up pretty well with this one, um, just because I can get it. I actually went. Was it 2 weeks ago? I went into a Metropolitan Market to buy some of this, and they were sold out. So I now have 2 bags. I bought 2 bags because, like, just in case I want to be able to have it. Hey, Oren, how's it going? Red and gold coffee. I'd never heard of those, Leslie. Yep, born and raised Southern California, Jeffrey. Absolutely. Susie, I do have another. I think it'll be the next video that comes out will be a cooking video, but we'll put that in quotation marks, and you'll see why when I release that one. But yeah, it'll be a food video. One of my kind of standby recipes that I do in the summertime. But thank you, I appreciate that. I'd like to do more. It's hard to do cooking videos because I got to move the camera around, well, the phone around, and then I got to move the lighting around. I got to move the microphone around, and then by that time, I'm burning something. Uh, so it's just kind of hard to do cooking videos, but I need to get back to doing some more of them. Hey, Deacon, how's it going, man? Thank you, Barbara. I should make you a moderator, probably. Who said I was going to quit drinking coffee? I'd never say that. I do like a chai spiced tea occasionally. Chai spiced tea. I just said two words. I just said tea twice, didn't I? But yeah, spiced chai. I like spiced chai occasionally, but I don't drink it very often. In my mind, it's kind of sick food, so I I drink it when I'm sick and I don't feel like drinking coffee. But yeah, that's about it. Hey, Nana Van Glam, how's it going? Diesel therapy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing all right. We've been talking about the weather here. It's been pretty hot. So hopefully you're not roasting away too. Hey, Sandy. Well, thank you for subscribing, Sandy. Sure, Bear. I agree 100% with you. It's funny that nobody knows that Seattle's best is Starbucks. I don't know why that's not common knowledge. Hmm. Millie, I like La Colombe. I hardly ever buy them anymore. They were I used to find them on sale when I was in San Diego, and they were always on a really good sale at Sprouts, which is probably not a store you have in Oregon, I don't think. But so I was buying it for a while, and I just really haven't seen it much since then. I have seen it around Seattle a bit, but I think Target sells La Colombe around the Seattle area, if I remember. But it's never on sale, so I've just never bought it since my San Diego days. Hmm. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Ireland. All right, cool. I haven't quite figured out the whole workings of this, Barbara, but I may make you a moderator at some point. I hate to ask you to do any work, though. I was actually kidding about that. Henry, I hope to never go back to New York. I've been there. Wasn't my favorite area. Although Watkins Glen is very cool, and I would like to see Watkins Glen again. Um, it was a little crowded last time I was there, but I've been there a couple of times. Well, a few times, I guess. So that would be fun. Poconos were fun, although maybe that's Pennsylvania. Thousand Islands are cool. So there's some cool stuff in New York, but not the city, which is what I was assuming you're asking me. I've been to New York City once, and I am definitely a Southern Californian. I felt out of place. Oh, hey, thanks, JC. Thank you so much. UK, awesome. Hey, good luck. Gizmo, how's it going? Gizmo, you could always send me a direct message on the Patreon. I'm assuming you're the same Gizmo. Uh, yeah, feel free to send me a direct message for anything on there. That's what Patreon is for. So, um, but yeah, I have done some gig work. I talked about that recently, and I don't really like to get into it too much because people give me all kinds of heck about it. I'm saying heck. Uh, and I just get tired of people's attitudes, so that's why I don't talk about it too much. But but absolutely hit me up on the on the DMs on Patreon if you want to know more. I'll tell you who I'm signed up with, and I'll somebody else from Patreon just sent me an email yesterday asking about it, or sent me a direct message on Patreon about it. So I was just talking to him about it yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know. My days are running together. I actually forgot that this was a holiday weekend, and then I was all bummed because I was like, oh no, fireworks! I'm gonna have to deal with fireworks again. I should be in some place out in the middle of nowhere where I don't have to hear fireworks, or at least too many of them. But oh well, stuck in the city again. My 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 T-shirt that I'm wearing, Sharon. I've been feeling weird about wearing my own stuff the last few weeks, and so I haven't been. I actually went and bought a 3 pack of T-shirts just so I wouldn't have to wear them again. I don't know why I'm feeling weird about it, but I've been feeling weird about it, so I haven't been wearing my own T-shirts. Plus, they are a little heavy. The ones that I like the best are fairly heavy, and and it's hot out, so I that's another reason why I haven't been liking to wear them. The 3 pack I bought were really thin. They're those just cheap Hanes T-shirts that I just got at Target. I think they're like 3 for $19 or something. So that's what I did. Oh, thank you, Nana. I appreciate it. I've got a good coffee fund going now. I thank you so much. I forgot you were from New York, Chippy. Don't please please don't take any offense at what I say. Or urban lady. Okay. Please don't take any offense. I am a I am a West Coaster, and so you put a West Coaster into, you put somebody from Southern California into New York City, and some of us like it, and some of us just want to get back home. Oh, you just watched the Mexican food truck video? That's a few videos back, I think now. My so just so that you know, my videos go up on a delay. Um, it gets hard for me to remember because, like right now, I'm working on a vlog and a video at the same time. So when you go back a few videos, my brain gets a little hazy. Oh, thanks, Jeffrey. Oh, SoCal too. All right. I still like SoCal, even though I've said that I don't want to ever go back. But that's probably going to change. My tune will change soon. Plus, I have family in SoCal still, so it's kind of hard to stay away too long. But I do, that is one of those things. I don't know. I'd like to stay. I would at least like to stay out of the deserts if I can. You do need to do a live stream, Carolyn. You need to do a live stream so everybody can see you. You've got fans. Hey, Blind Views. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, no offense taken. Okay. uh, Somebody asked me something and I started to reply and then I didn't, and then hmm. June, I'm glad that you are learning a little bit about coffee. I don't know all that much. I'm still learning, but yeah, I mean it's cool that we can chat together and learn a little bit. Oh, Bren asked me how can you send me coffee? You cannot. I don't have any way of getting mail sent to me by anybody but me. I have a service. I have a video that talks about it, but like a lot of other van lifers, I have a service that relays my mail to me, and the cool thing about them is I can direct them to open up a piece of mail and make a PDF copy of it so I can see what it is. Uh, and then I can decide if I actually need it in my hands, you know. Um, like if it's a credit card or something, of course I'll have to have them send it to me. But for a lot of stuff, I just use that PDF copy. Sometimes I'll just go down to FedEx office space. I was going to say FedEx Kinkos, but they don't call them Kinkos anymore. And then just print it out if I actually need a copy of it. But for them to mail me something, like it costs a lot of money. A lot of money. I think a postcard will cost me $10. Um, like a bag of coffee would be about $20 to $30, depending on where I am. So that's why I don't have a way of having packages or gifts sent to me. Hey, thanks, Blind Views. I'm not so good at this. If you've watched Blind Views, he does a video, or he does a live stream every Thursday, which I'm feeling bad right now about that. I need to send you a direct message on the other app that I don't like to talk about because I don't use it anymore. But Blind Views, I need to send you a direct message because I think I dissed you, and I feel bad about it. But Blind Views does a live stream every Thursday, and he's like so effortless with them, and I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. Plus, your audio is much better than mine. You've been to the West Coast, Chippy? That's cool. Yeah, it's that's a whole other world out there. I used to really love LA, and nowadays I don't know. It's changed a lot. Um, when I spent some time at my family's recently in LA, that neighborhood had not changed hardly at all, and I did kind of enjoy that. It was pretty quiet. Um, she wanted me to park in the driveway, but I actually parked in the streets, and it was super quiet and it was super nice. Like nothing's changed in that neighborhood, and it's LA. It's in LA. So some of LA is still nice. Oh, cool, Teresa. I think I've heard just a little bit about the Outer Banks, and I've always thought it would be a cool place to visit, but it's a long ways away from where I usually am. When I was in Arizona and Nevada, that's now going back a couple of years. I just felt so like I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but I felt so out of place being that far away from the ocean. So I would be out of place for quite a while before I got to the other ocean. But I would probably like it because it's on the ocean, even though it's a different ocean than what I'm used to. Because all oceans are great, right? He does have quite the studio, doesn't he, Carolyn? Yeah, I'm sorry, Louise. When I started here, I did mention I'm not using a microphone now, and I need to invest in a microphone, and I will one of these days. But hey, Scott, thanks for stopping in. Uh, I will one of these days, but until then, I'm sorry. The audio is just going to be kind of poor for some of you, unfortunately. You're thinking of moving west again, Chippy? Wow. I mean, in a lot of ways it's nice out here on the west, but in other ways, it's not so great. but it is home for me, so I wouldn't. I'm not going to encourage you or discourage you. Hey, ESP, how's it going? Hi, Glenna. How are you? Leslie, I don't like to park in friends' driveways. For one, my sink empties straight down to the road, and so I don't like to dump stuff onto their driveway. You can't tell if I'm parked on blacktop, but it does make a little mess if I'm parked on a concrete surface. And she's got a really nice driveway that well, she probably redid it 15 years ago, but in my mind, she just redid it. And it still looks really brand new. So I don't like to park on people's driveways. It's just one of those things. Plus, the angle of the driveway is kind of weird. So I don't know. It just depends on the angle of the driveway too. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Tina's the outsider. How's it doing? How you doing, Tina? Hey, C-Tap. Well, take care. Nice to see you. Stay cool out there with the encroaching heat coming on now. Look, there's been a little bit of wildfire smoke that has come down, but I think that's mostly an East Coast thing. But yeah, you can see a little bit of haze in the air, and I didn't realize it at first that it was from wildfires. But yeah, then I found out wildfires were causing the hazy. I was confused for a little while. Cooking hot dogs, Oren. I'm glad you're doing well, Tina. That's great. I got a lot of friends here today. Some of these people are people that I've known for a long time and camped with, so it's kind of cool to get to see you here. Little old me coming to my little live stream here. This is makes me feel special, you know. I do need to watch more Blind View's lives and try to figure out how he does things so smoothly. But I think my audio is a it's one of those things that I have been working on. I've actually been researching a new microphone for the last 5 months, and I have yet to buy a new microphone. But at some point I will. Coffee's doing good, Russell. I Russell, I hope I answered all your questions. I haven't heard back from you, but I hope I answered all your questions and got that all straightened out. But if I haven't, please be in touch, and I will try to answer the questions better. Sometimes I'm not so good at proofreading emails when I send them, and then I kind of wonder, did I get my point across? I don't know if I did or not. You do need some coffee. Everybody needs coffee. I'm actually getting almost done with my cup, and I've got some water sitting here, which I'm gonna have to get to because it's getting warm in here. I have to leave my fan off when I'm doing these, or you wouldn't be able to hear me. The fan's fairly quiet, but it does have a little tick to it, and so it would just mess up the audio. You know, that's a pet peeve of mine, Carolyn. When people call me that, I didn't see who said that, but the Bob Ross thing, I don't really mind quite so much. But the other one, and I don't even want to say it. The other one really, it really gets me. It gets my blood boiling, actually. Getting a PO box in Seattle, I I don't. My service works really well. Like works really well. I hate take on another expense. I just don't see what the point of it would be. And then I have to get there, and I don't know. I just, I don't want another PO box. I had a PO box for a long time because my neighbors, back when I owned a house, my neighbors, I caught them stealing my mail. I actually caught them stealing my mail, and so I got a PO box, and it was it was such a it was such a pain. It was such a pain. Having to go check the PO box, and half the time I'd get over there and there wouldn't be anything in it, and then the other half of the time it would be jammed full, and I'd have a little card saying that I have to go to the window and get the rest of the stuff, and I hated having the PO box. My service works so much better. I have a video about that. I think it's in the important videos in my playlist. If you go to my channel page and then go to the playlist, I think it's in that playlist. If you want to know more about that. Oh, you got some groundworks. Good. Yeah. I really like pretty much everything they make, but especially their Ethiopian is my favorite. So hopefully you like it. Oh, okay. Cool, Russell. My thing is I don't like lavalier microphones. I just don't like the way they sound. So that's why I've been kind of holding off on getting another one. I actually have one right now, but it's a really hot mic, and it just booms. So when I use it, I have to turn all the settings down on it. Otherwise, it's really difficult to listen to. I think I missed something. I don't know what you're talking about, Carolyn. I missed something there. I have to go back and read that later. Hmm. Oh, thanks, Teresa. I really don't like parking at people's houses. Like I'm happy to spend time with people, but I really don't like parking at people's houses or in their on their land. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. When I was at my sister's house, she was like, "Why don't you park over here?" And she's always checking on me, and I just feel like I'm adding more to her workload. She's got a lot she has to do, and so it just makes me feel bad when that happens. But I mean, I don't think she cares, but it's just something that goes on in my head. Oh, the Black Magic Paul, yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Back when I used to drink the darker roast stuff, I liked that one. That one's I think that's their most popular of all of their coffees that Groundwork sells, if I remember right. Douglas, I say start with your phone. Just start with a phone, whatever you like best. I like iPhones, but I mean, start with the phone, and if you need something else, add it on. But most of the time, I think the phone is going to work just fine for you. That's what Crum from Van City Van Life does. He uses a phone and nothing else. In fact, he bought a DJI wireless lavalier mic, and he doesn't even use it most of the time. I'm just using my internal mic off of the phone right now, and these headphones that you see, these are Status headphones. I have a video on these. These are probably the best deal in studio monitor headphones. They give a really flat, clean sound, and they're just an amazing deal. I got an extra 10% off because I signed up for emails with the company. I bought them directly from the company. You can buy them on Amazon too. Uh, So they were already a fantastic deal, and I got extra 10% off that way. They're incredible, incredible studio monitor headphones. Very, very unknown, but I do have a video on them. Hey, Angela. Nice to see you. John, everything's better with Yellowbird, but I'm not eating anything right now, and I'm not putting Yellowbird in my coffee. Oh, I don't even know how old I am. I don't keep track of any of that kind of thing. I don't holidays, birthdays. I don't that's I'm a minimalist. I don't want to keep track of any of that kind of stuff because that's all about spending money. So I don't keep track of any of that stuff. Yeah, I know, Malmac. It's just a weird thing that I have. It's probably that introvert part of my brain that takes over and makes me feel like I'm putting people out. You're putting yeah, Yellowbird on potatoes sounds really good. I don't eat chicken, but Yellowbird on potatoes is going to be really good. I have been recognized a few times out and about. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while somebody will recognize me, which is odd. Very, very odd. Hey, Patricia. That one's good too, Paul. I think that one's darker, isn't it? I think that's the darker of the two roasts, but that one's really popular too. It's just, I don't drink dark roast coffee anymore. Maybe you don't. I just don't drink dark roast. Excuse me. I don't drink dark roast coffee anymore, so I kind of stay away from those. But I remember them being really good back when I liked the dark roast stuff. Oh, Richard, yeah, I'm glad you kept your studio monitors, Richard. That's good. And I'm sorry if I'm missing your questions or comments again. I just want to say that my brain only works so fast. The the last live stream I did, somebody dared me to put Yellowbird in my coffee. That's why I said that. I haven't been I haven't been 25 for more than 25 years or something like that. Hey Lisa, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Oh, Blind Views, thank you so much, man. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that, but thank you. Happy 4th to you. I don't drink any alcohol at all. My vice is coffee. I drink coffee and water. Actually, I do occasionally I do drink sparkling water, and this one's not my favorite, but when I'm not feeling so good, I'll buy one of these, or if it's hot out, if the weather's hot out, I'll buy some sparkling water. I like Gerolsteiner the best. Need to crack into this because, like I was saying before, it's a little warm in here because I don't have my fan on. Um, so yeah, I spend my money on coffee and well, mostly coffee, and then occasionally some fancy sparkling water. Yeah, I haven't. It's not that I won't drink, but I just haven't found the need. I just haven't felt like drinking at all anymore. Beer, I really like the taste of beer, but I don't feel good after I drink it. So that's another reason why I want to stay away from it. Oh, hey Eric. I hope you're doing well over there. I have seen a little bit of the news. I don't want to talk about that too much because it's not my thing, but I hope you're doing all right. Well, I'm glad the audio is good for you, Teresa. It's just, I think it just depends on the device that you're watching from. So that's why some people say the audio is not so great for them. And that's, that's where, if you're, I think from our end as YouTubers, we need to kind of take the initiative and just spend a little bit of money, spend a little bit of effort, and make sure that stuff is good on our end so that everything looks and sounds as good as it can from the other side. Oh, I do have another can of that liquid death, but it's so minerally that I just opted to. I just ran into a Fred Meyer because I'm right next to Fred Meyer right now, so I just ran into Fred Meyer and bought this instead. This is a little lower in the minerals, so sometimes I take minerals too. We're not supposed to talk about that. You're not supposed to talk about that kind of thing, but there, I've said it. Um, I take minerals too, so if I'm taking the minerals and then I'm drinking something with high minerals, sometimes my stomach gets a little bit upset. So I just opted to go with a different one right now. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I'm just catching up on reading. It's nice when you talk amongst yourselves, and then I don't feel like I need to be entertaining. Not that I'm ever entertaining anyway. Well, it's nice of you to drop in, Carolyn. I miss you, so thanks for stopping in. At least we can see each other virtually once in a while. Oh, good to hear that, Eric. I don't do any meditating. People tell me I should, but I don't do that. Um, I get like everybody else. I'm human. Um, sometimes I sometimes I have to take a few minutes by myself and just go out to the woods somewhere and get out into nature and get away from people, and then I just that kind of resets me usually. But also, I think a lot of time, a lot of times, all I need to do is just get back to my van into my comfortable space. Somebody was asking me earlier if I ever would rent an Airbnb or get a hotel or something, and it's like I don't. Uh, I have my comfortable space here, so if I am feeling not so comfortable, I just come home and close my door, and then that resets me too. Hi Sue, how's it going? Hey JJ, thanks for stopping in. Oh, you're just saying bye to Carolyn. Um, I'm not a fan of any melon, Melmac. I don't know why, but I've never had a melon that I've liked. I know I'm weird, but I don't care for melon. I like apples and cherries. We're in cherry season right now. I need to get some cherries. I keep seeing them on sale, and I haven't bought any. But um, peaches, I like peaches a lot. Pears, I really like pears. So there's a lot of fruit I like, but I don't know. There's not a melon that I've ever tried that I've liked. Hey, Have a happy workday, Tara. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, hey, Jane. Thank you. You keep a Google Maps file with my. That's good. I'm glad you're getting something from my videos. That's awesome. That's kind of why I put the maps up on the videos, is so that people can get a better idea of where they are, and then they can go and pin them. I use Google Maps a lot. I just rely on it a ton, and I have pins. Like, I've got hundreds of pins all over the West Coast for places that I either want to go to or that I, you know, have been and I want to get back to. And I add more and more every day. It's getting to be just my Google Maps is just like one big pin for the West Coast. Waffles. Who said waffles? I want waffles. I haven't had a good waffle in a long time. Waffles are hard to find. Good waffles are hard to find. So many places make waffles with pancake batter, and that's not a waffle. Noiseless fireworks. Let's just stop doing fireworks altogether. I think I wouldn't mind that. I think I'm part dog, so I don't like fireworks. Oh yeah, Disneyland does, or they used to anyway, do a really good fireworks display. Ooh, blueberries. Yes, I like blueberries. I do really like blueberries and pears. I'm not crazy about plums. Sometimes it depends on how they're prepared. A plum tart, yes, but I'm not crazy about those, honestly. Well, I appreciate you watching, PJ. Yeah, I grew up liking fireworks too when I was a kid. In fact, we used to make them when I was a kid, and uh, back then, you can get the stuff for them to make your own, but just don't like them anymore. Hmm. I think it kind of depends on where you at, right, Richard. I mean, like if you're near uh, native reservations, they can legally sell them, so they're easy to get. But so many places they're not allowed, so it is sometimes hard to buy them. Hmm. Making your own fireworks is dangerous, probably. I still have all my fingers. Hey, Joe. Oh, hey, Good Shepherd. Oh, you have a holiday weekend this weekend too? Oh, wait, I knew that because one of my Canadian friends sent me a text. I forgot. I just don't keep up with any holidays. Hey, Blake, from Quebec. Awesome. I've never been overseas. I've been to Canada and Mexico, and that's about it. And been all over the U.S., but not to too many other places. Well, you're working where you're watching, Angela. That's not good, is it? We won't tell anybody. Well, Eric. There's another reason why we need to get rid of fireworks. They're not good for anybody. Hey, Kristen, how are you doing? That's Michael. That's probably a big question. What do you think are the characteristics of a long-term nomad lifer versus those who quit after a few years? I don't. I'm not sure if. I'm actually not sure what you're asking about that. Are you asking if there's a difference in our makeup, in the way we think? Is that what you're getting at? Um, there's a video along, well, maybe along that line that I've been thinking about making lately that I just haven't gotten around to make. I've been doing less coffee chat videos because they don't get a lot of views, which I don't know, that I guess that shouldn't deter me from making the coffee chat videos. I should just do them, but it's probably kind of a coffee chat video uh, topic, and I should probably make that because it's an interesting. There's a whole interesting. The whole thing is interesting to me about that. Well, you're on strawberries now. Nice. Yeah, it's a little hot for strawberries. Hopefully, you'll get some, right? Hi, Nisha. How are you? I've been to Vermont, and I've been to Maine, but I've only been to Kittery, Maine, so that's like right on the border. So I kind of feel like I haven't been to Maine, but technically I have. That's an interesting area up there. It's very pretty. I've always wanted to travel internationally, but lately, the last few years, I've really wanted just to travel more on the West Coast here. There's just so much to see, and not just the West Coast, but inland too. Somebody was talking about Moab on a YouTube video I was just watching the last couple of days, and I like that's another place I'd really like to get to see, even though it's deserts, and I'm not real interested in desert, but I mean Moab looks really cool. So I mean I'd really like to just West Coast is kind of what I'd like to watch. I don't know why you're asking about other channels on my channel, but okay. It's a little odd. Hmm. I don't. I know what you mean, Russell, because I probably had a little bit of that, not sleeping well when I got to a new area, but that lasted maybe 2 or 3 months, and then I realized I was going to have to make my van my home, and wherever I'm at home, I'm going to need to be comfortable, and I really worked at just trying to be very nice and comfortable here, and that's just not a problem I've had since. So that's been years since I've had that. There are times when people are like, because I park in the city most of the time. So when people like sit on my bumper at night, it wakes me up. That'll kind of ruffle my feathers for a few minutes, and it might take me half an hour to get back to sleep again, but it's usually not an issue, ever. Hey, Toby. Hey, Anna. How's it going? Yeah, I think we've crossed paths quite a bit, but we've never actually run into each other. One of these days, right? Hopefully, anyway. Oh, PJ, you've got a ProMaster. Okay, cool. Max, I'm not sure I can make a video about that because I have no experience with short-term van life. But I do have some thoughts kind of along the lines there. I'm not one of the people that gets a hotel or Airbnb, although a lot of van lifers do that. It's just not my thing. So I'm not like I don't have any experience of doing it short term. Let's keep the chat friendly, or I will start booting people. Okay, and I'm saying that with a smile. Let's just be friendly and nice. I like Tahoe. Okay. I had kind of a bad experience when I was there last. Uh, but I mean, it's fine. I really like Truckee, although it's not technically Tahoe, but people kind of consider it Tahoe-ish. Truckee, California is a amazing place. Not in the wintertime, of course, unless you want to ski. But yeah, Truckee is my favorite, one of my favorite places ever. Hey, Chris, happy 4th. Hmm. Judith, I'm not crazy about the East Coast so much. I mean, I've been there. There are some places I'd like to see, but while my van has some major, and I mean major issues right now, there's no way I'd be able to get this van to the East Coast. It would not make it. So it's kind of out of the question at the moment. But maybe someday. Uh, I have friends out on the East Coast, so it would be really cool. Oh, thank you, Anna. That's so very nice of you. Thank you. And I'm now drinking water. I've finished off my coffee, so the mug is set aside, but I'm now drinking water. But thank you. I appreciate that. Portland, Maine. Yeah, that seems like a cool place. Portland, Maine seems like a cool place. That would be one of the places I'd like to get to see because I really haven't. I feel like I've never been to Maine, even though I have actually been there. These ProMaster cities have major issues, and that's we can talk about that on another video. I don't like talking about doom and gloom stuff. You can go anywhere on TV or online and you get doom and gloom. I'd rather not talk about doom and gloom. we can mention it and then we could just move along. Oh, you're working on your van, Teresa. Cool. I hope your build is going well. It's always fun working on a van build. I luckily I did mine while I still had a place to that I was renting. I was renting a room from a friend, so it made it pretty easy. I just work on it during the week, and then on the weekends I'd go out and camp somewhere. Uh, Sometimes in town, I would just camp in town and then realize, oh, that doesn't work. So I'd rebuild something, you know. So it made it easy that way for me. I was pretty lucky. Hmm. Forerunner is tight. I A Forerunner I think would make a really good vehicle, just because you can kind of go anywhere and it's going to last forever. But but yeah, that's a tight space. This van is not a Fiat, has no Fiat parts whatsoever in it. None. I mentioned that earlier, quite a while ago now. Uh, this van is a more a Jeep than it is anything else. Lots of Jeep parts and absolutely no Fiat parts whatsoever in these. You're looking for a van, Angela? I think it's probably a good time to buy right now, is from what I'm hearing. And I've been seeing a lot of vans for sale. Like, dealerships are loaded with them. I've been seeing like secondhand vans being sold everywhere. Just seems like there's a ton of them right now. You want an already converted ProMaster City? It's not that hard to whack together something and just, you know, do it yourself. The next build I do, hopefully I get another build that I can do. The next build I do will be even simpler than the one I have right now. I think simpler is better, and my build is simple. I mean, there's, you know, yes, there is building work that I did, but it's a simple build. But I would do it definitely simpler. Nomad man, you know that's a dirty word with me. Stealth. It's a that's a bad word. I don't like that word. Stealth doesn't exist. So just get the van that you want and use the van that you want. Because stealth is not a thing anymore. Hello, Angela. How are you? Everyone wants to know what size my next van would be. Hopefully another minivan. I really hope I have another minivan. Um, I have to take what I can get next time, but hey, Paul, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully, we get to see you at some point soon. But um, yeah, I hope to have another minivan. Minivans are perfect. A minivan is the perfect vehicle to live out of. Uh, yeah, there you go, Jay Brat. Stealth is bad for your health. It is. You can't like the first couple of weeks when I moved into this van. I would sit in the van. I wore headphones, watching YouTube, or I had Netflix at the time too. So if I was watching something, I would sit and not move. And then I didn't want to grind coffee because I didn't want to make noise. Um, I didn't sleep because I didn't want to roll around, because anytime you move, like right now, the whole van is shaking. So if you move the van or if you make any little bit of noise, people know that you're in the van. And I was just freaked out about it because everybody, you know, on YouTube was saying, oh, you got to be stealth, you got to be stealth. And then after a couple of weeks of that, I realized this is not a long-term solution. There's no way I'm going to be able to make it 3 months of doing this, which was my goal. I had to be in the van for at least 3 months. Um, so there was no way I could make 3 months living like that. It was impossible. I didn't sleep. I was just uncomfortable the whole time. And so I just decided I don't want to do stealth anymore. And I didn't, and I haven't been stealth now for, that's over 7 years, you know? Well, over 6 years, over 6.5 years. Gotta stand up. I stand up all day. I don't need to stand up inside. I want to stand up outside where it's sunny. I can see some sun. Do you like cinnamon in your coffee, Chippy? No? I don't like anything in my coffee. Hey, Carol. How's it going? I went in 5 Point Cafe, if that's the one I'm thinking of. It's in an old vlog. This was from several years ago, and I did not have a good experience. And I tried to be as nice as I could uh, about it, but yeah, they were not friendly. They basically did not want to serve me. I don't know why. So I didn't get anything to eat there. I was in there for quite a while. It looks like a really cool place. I wished that they would have served me, but they refused to serve me. I don't think I really have the skills, Malmac, to help somebody with their build, but I can be encouraging and just show, like, look, me, I have no building skill, but I've built my own van. So, that's what I kind of try to do. Just, you know, it may not be in your skill set. You may not think that you have the skill set to do it, but you're definitely capable of doing it. If I can do it, you can do it. You might have to buy some tools, and so I show the tools that I use. So I think that's probably as good as I can do for people, you know. And there doesn't need to be any stealth, does there, Judy? And hello, by the way. I don't know if you said hello before and I didn't notice you come in. Sorry if I didn't notice you come in. Sometimes I get talking on a tangent and then I don't see what's going on. Miss Peeplo, how's it going? What flavor coffee? Well, I'm working on water now. I had my coffee earlier, but uh, I don't have a flavor coffee. I never drank flavored coffees, but it was a local to Seattle coffee. I always drink coffee where I am at the moment, so I'm drinking a local Seattle coffee, and it's the stuff I've been drinking in the last couple of vlogs. I've been talking about El Metro Espresso coffee uh, from Metropolitan Market. Good stuff. My second favorite coffee ever. Well, hello from the UK. How's it going? Hmm. I would never buy a Sprinter, no. Not that I could. But no, I'm not interested in a Sprinter at all. Minivan's perfect. Like, it's the perfect size. Like, this van, maybe just slightly bigger, um, would be okay, but nothing smaller than a minivan. I mean, if it were any smaller, it would be difficult, but this is like the perfect size of van. You've got room for everything that you need. You can park it anywhere that you need to park it. And my gas mileage is not so great the last couple of years, but that's because it's got engine issues. But Um, but yeah, I mean, a minivan is just the perfect van. Thank you, Jay Bratt. That's nice of you. You're incorrect, but thank you. I appreciate it. A Hummer gets like, what, 8 miles to the gallon? I don't know. Terry, I always have my mind thinking about the next thing, but I'm not really actively planning on buying something. And my hope is this van is going to last much longer, but it's not really up to me, is it? So there may come a point where I may be forced to get something else. So I've been trying to look just to see what's available. That's kind of a video I'd like to make too, just showing little things that I've been looking at. Uh, but it, again, that's one of those things that it riles people up. And I've talked about this before. Like, I've been open about the fact that I like Honda Odyssey minivans. And when you say that, oh my goodness, people come out of the woodwork and just go crazy about, oh, you want to stay away from those. They're terrible. They have terrible transmissions. They're just awful. And it, like, it's, they're uninformed. That's an uninformed opinion, and it is an opinion. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's that's usually why I don't like talking about uh, vehicles. Is people just get really crazy about their opinions. Hey, K Dog, L.A. Huh? Wow, you've been a subscriber for a while. Awesome, thank you. There's a lot of people that want fans already built. I see. That's funny. Yeah, ESP. I'm I'm pretty sure that they're going to come out with some more smaller vans, and I think that the reason that the ProMaster City and the Transit Connect have been discontinued has something more to do with the Turkish company that actually makes them. Um, and I don't know about the Nissan thing, although Nissan's had some trouble with the MVs. I guess you haven't had any trouble with yours, right? Uh, but yeah, I hopefully they come out with something soon that replaces them. I think they are, but who knows? You know. But yeah, I mean the Toyota Sienna, that's the best of the best as far as I'm concerned. The only problem with me with them and the Honda Odyssey is the windows. The windows would drive me absolutely crazy. I like the commercial van with no windows, but I think I'd put up with the windows just to have something that you knew was going to get you across town, right? I mean, if you've got a choice of super long reliability, but you've got to put up with some windows versus no windows and questionable reliability. There's not much of an option there, is there? Uh, and no, I don't play chess. I'm not very smart, and I don't speak any French. Again, I'm not very smart. Thank you, Lolly. Oh, hey, Ruth. How's it going? Did that work with your dogs, Judy? That's cool. That you kind of got them. That's an interesting idea. I have a friend that I posted some fireworks online that I recorded, and she watched the post online, and it freaked out her dogs. So, like, it probably doesn't work with all of them, right? But that's nice that it worked with yours. Oh, hey, Charlene, how's it going? Hi, Jim. Thank you. John, I have a toilet in my van, so I don't. I have plenty of room for a toilet. I have plenty of room for a toilet because I have one. I've actually had a toilet forever. The toilet was I usually say that the Berkey filter was the first thing that I made for the van, but the toilet was actually the first thing I made for the van. I made that back before I was even living out of the van. It was kind of my seat, and I would sit on it. I'd use it as a seat so that when I was in here doing my measuring and drawing, that's kind of what I used it for. PJ, I think I'm well off the chat too, so sorry if I if I'm messing you up. Hey, Sonny. It's true, Leslie. I always say other people's opinions are are not are not. How do I say that? How does that go? That's a saying actually. Um, Other people's opinions are no business of mine. So none of my business. Other people's opinions are none of my business. Word Adventures. How are you? Oh, that's good to know, ESP. Yeah, I think everybody's had airbag issues. Although I don't think I've had an airbag issue with this vehicle, but I did it on the last three vehicles I've owned before this one. Is that funny? Um, I think everybody has airbag issues because I think there's like one company that makes airbags for everybody. So that's how that works. Everybody gets wrapped into one issue from one one company. We don't have the Pro Aces here, Beavis. We have very limited selection of minivans here. You know, America is about big vehicles, and everybody wants a bigger vehicle. And I think that's part of the automotive manufacturer's idea with that is that they're just not going to sell that many, and so the little vans they do have their their purpose. And I mean, a lot of tradesmen like to use the smaller vehicles, but there's not really a reason for them to make too many of them, and so they kind of it's always an afterthought. I think they put most of their effort into big trucks. Oh, you have a Pacifica, cool. Huh. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, that's a really interesting thing, Judy. That you can if you can't see the comments, Judy was saying that um, she puts fireworks on her computer screen or TV and gradually increases the volume to get her pets used to it. I hadn't heard that before. That's really cool. I like that. think I've missed a lot of the chat. I'm sorry. I'm now reading things that I have no idea what they mean. Oh, well, I get. Yeah, yeah. No, I said that. I should have known. I should have known what you were saying. Yeah, this is a minivan. It's considered a minivan. I mean, the title is a minivan. It's sold as a minivan. So, I there was somebody that was saying that my van is not a minivan. A few people actually on my 7-year anniversary video that I put up, and they were getting really like one guy was getting really irate about it, and I don't know. I did look into minivans, Gizmo. I I actually wanted the old style Transit Connect, the one that looks like a toaster oven. That's the one I wanted. But a used one was going to cost me more than this one brand new, and I could not get a loan. Nobody would loan me money for a used vehicle. My credit was bad. I didn't have a lot of cash to put down, and so I just could not get a loan for a used vehicle, and I could not save up money. I was scraping by at the time. So this van ended up being it. Bigger cars do equal bigger prices. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Henry. I appreciate it. Hey, Janet, I'm doing good today. I've been I wasn't feeling so good for a little bit, which you'll see on some vlogs coming up, but like the last few days I've been perfectly fine. Although I did figure out why I wasn't feeling good. So there's always an underlying reason, and sometimes I'm a little dense to things, so I figured it out, and I've been feeling really good the last few days. Americans do want to tow stuff. Although I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's been kind of a backlash on the big towing diesel vehicles, and now everybody's buying diesel or gas trucks to tow, which doesn't make any sense to me. If you're going to tow something, you should have a diesel, in my mind. But maybe that has something more to do with the emissions stuff that they put on them, which I know is bad. They're all that DEF stuff is causing problems. It's not like you can take it off either. Oh, you're still seeing the chat on your TV? I didn't know that, PJ. Thanks for telling me that. Hi, Kelly. Well, thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. All the way across the country. Are you kidding about that, Art? Or is that or are you actually seriously is Rent actually seriously pushing you to do that? I have not had a pet in my van. No. Um, I don't. I have a hard enough time feeding myself. Excuse me. I mean, it would be really nice to have a dog, but it's too much. I've had no issues with the bed, Kristen. I am super happy with it. I know I there were a bunch of people that were keying in on the fact when I was saying that I kind of limited my space here for my knees, but the bed is so comfortable that I'm happy with it, that I don't really care about that little 3/4 of an inch that I lost. It does make getting some stuff out from under the bed difficult once in a while, uh, but I think I've got everything arranged now that it's just not a problem anymore. So the one problem is it's really hard to get up in the morning. It's just so comfortable. I've been oversleeping every day. Although now that we're in the summertime, the heat will probably get me up, right? I won't be able to oversleep. Because, like, as soon as it gets to be 9 o'clock, like, if I'm not out of bed, I can feel it, you know? So, so I guess there's one problem with the bed. It's super comfortable. That's not a problem at all. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm really happy with it. I might, I might put the fifth leg on it, though, just because I do worry about it deflecting a little bit over time. So that might be something I do coming up shortly here. We'll see. I Hey, Darlene, how's it going? Oh, RV Grandma, I didn't see you come in there. Hello. Yeah, I think you're right about that. The whole SUV thing kind of changed the landscape of that. Hmm. I don't care for the pleasureways, Richard. I mean, they're cool if you want an RV. I'm not an RV person, but the I don't know the pleasureways. I don't like the layouts of them. The Islanders were really cool. I don't know if they make those anymore, but I thought those were a better layout if you're gonna go for a Class B or any RV. But I'm just not an RV person. I would like to get back to the Great Lakes. I We took a trip through the Great Lakes. I remember. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I remember stopping on Mackinac, doing Mackinac Island. I remember that. Um, I but as far as I remember, it was pretty hot in the summertime, and I don't know, and I don't want to do it in the wintertime, obviously, but maybe during the right season, if I can get squeak in the spring or fall. But again, it's a long ways away from the ocean, and I kind of prefer to be closer to the ocean. When I get about 2 hours away from the ocean, which Seattle is 2 hours away from the ocean, right? It is. Although nobody knows that, everybody calls the sound the ocean, but it's not the ocean. So you really are 2 hours away from the ocean if you're in Seattle, and like it's that's kind of my limit, you know. That's kind of my limit, and I kind of want to get back to the ocean. The Gizmo, I think the Transit Connects are a little bit better. They're a little bit better made. They have their problems, honestly, and some of the newer ProMaster cities, they've fixed sort sort of, I guess they've sort of fixed the problem with the oil consumption issue. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but if you get a long wheelbase Transit Connect, it would be about the same size as the ProMaster cities. So I do think that they're a better vehicle. My family has Transit Connects, so that's why I'm saying that. It's not that I'm just looking at data. I'm like talking to my family about theirs. Um, they haven't had any trouble with theirs. And I mean, this van has actually been a really good van. I've not had much trouble at all with it. But it is a Chrysler product, and so I think that enough said about that. There was a time when Jeeps were really good, but now not so much. And this van is mostly Jeep. So that's the one thing to keep in mind with these. Yeah, I don't see myself getting a dog anytime soon. Oh, well, thank you, John and Sherry. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the kind words. Hmm. You know, I see people all the time. You know, I meet people all the time that are living out of vehicles, and I've actually met so many people that are living out of cars that have multiple dogs, and like I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. There's just no way. Hello, Tina. You've had a dog for 10 years, Chippy? Yeah, nice. They become part of the family. That's the other part of it is they become part of the family, and I don't. We had a dog growing up for a long time, and you know it was hard. It was hard when things eventually happen. That's another reason why I don't think I want to get attached to another pet again. Jolly good. I like lightning. That's something that we don't have in Seattle. We don't. Well, yeah. I mean, there's very little lightning and almost no thunder ever. There's just no lightning storms with thunder ever in the Seattle area. So I always miss it. I don't go boating. I've been boating in the past. I'm a walker. I like to walk. That's my thing. So um, I would much prefer to be on firm ground and be able to walk, and then walk back to my van and make a cup of coffee when I want one. That's a big thing with me. I like to be close to my van because if I get hungry, I can pop back home and make food. If I want coffee, I can pop back home and make food or make coffee. You know, it's one of those things. I think I'm always a tourist, aren't I? Kind of, sort of. So I don't know if I'm adding to the problem, but yeah, I mean that like today you know today's it's just crazy busy everywhere. I don't know if you can hear it outside, but I mean it's crazy busy outside. It's just mobbed outside. Um, but I don't know. I mean if it's uh, if it's really bad, I just do what I'm doing right now. I just come in my van, I close the door, and I'd rather be outside walking around. Um, but I mean, you know, the plus side about being out walking around is, especially when there's more people around, there's more chances of getting in a conversation with somebody, and you know that's always fun because people are interesting. Like people are super interesting, and you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you're going to talk about. So there's good and bad things about being in a crowded area. What is the best camper van? I think I think that's a you know I can tell you what I would like for me, um, but I don't I don't think that what I would pick would be the best. It would just be my choice. I think that would be different for everybody, but uh, this van here with a Toyota engine in it would be perfect because I would have 200 or 300,000 more miles of trouble-free driving if this were a Toyota engine. Uh, but that doesn't exist, right? But I don't know what like this van's been pretty good, so it's hard to knock this van. It's just I'm dealing with some problems with it right now, so I'm being a little bit cranky about it right now. Uh, but like this type of van, this size, no windows, four-cylinder engine, front-wheel drive, whatever it is, you know, whatever make it is, whether it be Ford or Ram or whatever. That's the perfect van. And then build it out the way you want it. Oh, Tina, if you if you type in static camper van and lonely, it'll pop right up. It's a few years old. There's also one. If I remember, I'll go back to that comment and if I can find it and and put a link to the one that would probably be even better, which is just talking about that I'm an introvert. Uh, so there's another one if you want to search for it. If you just type in static camper van and introverts, it should pop up, I think. But I mean, I talk to so many people during the day because the thing is, I don't. I say this a lot, and I don't think it comes across in the videos or the vlogs, but I spend most of my day outside. So I'm outside. I'm walking around. I'm talking to people, if I am in the van, it's very unusual if I'm in the van with the door shut, like right now. I have to have it shut because of the noise outside. But if I'm in the van and cooking or something or working, the door is going to be open. And so people look in and they see me. And so a lot of times people come up and talk to me, even though I'm in the van, right? But the door's open. So they will come up and talk to me. So I'm talking to people all day long. That's so I don't ever feel lonely. In fact, there's days where that I kind of wish people would leave me alone a little bit more. There's days that I'm just tired and I'm just mentally done, and it's well, I really enjoy talking to people, and it's the highlight of my day. Walking is the biggest part of my day, just being outside walking around. Uh, but I really do enjoy talking to people, so I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy just talking to people, but it gets taxing for me to have long conversations with people, and so um, there are some days where I kind of wish that people would leave me alone. And there's a lot of times I'll close my door even though I don't want to close my door. It's just because I just need that alone time. I just need the space to not talk to somebody and just let my brain kind of settle down. But I always enjoy talking with people. You know, that's not. I enjoy it. And there's sometimes I am where I'm just dead tired and I don't have the energy to talk to people, but they'll come up to the van because maybe I'm cooking dinner or maybe I'm you know making coffee or something, and they see that the stove is here, and so they'll come up and chat. And sometimes it's like the best conversation, and even though that I'm just dead tired and I'm not really into having a conversation, it ends up being really cool, and it was nice that I had that conversation. Yeah, see, Gizmo, that's the thing. They just I've never been a big fan of Toyotas. I'm just that's been a thing with me. I just not like Toyotas, but they have legendary quality. They just run forever. Oh, you have a Dachshund, Kristen? That's cool. It's my favorite type of dog. My friends have a long-haired Dachshund, and he does not like me. He doesn't like most people, but he doesn't like me at all. So I always want to play with him, but like he doesn't like me at all. It bothers me. I have a self-sufficient solar van most days. In the wintertime here in the Pacific Northwest, maybe not quite so much, but you know, I got lots of power. Like right now, I think I was fully charged at 10 o'clock, like fully charged. My batteries are on floats because it's nice and sunny out, even though my fridge is really running. Actually, I haven't heard that turn on. That's good. It's good. Well, Graham, I'm being a little, I'm trying to be nice. So I didn't want to talk about the Seattle freeze, but yeah, lately I had fewer people come up and talk to me and it depends on the neighborhood, you know. I actually had a lady. I This was a few weeks back. I went to do some laundry, and she yells out at me because I was parked directly in front of her house. So she yells out at me because she sees the solar panels on the van. So she was wondering what the van was about. She And so I was talking to her, and then she says, "Oh, I see." She says, "I thought maybe you had some business, and the solar panels were for the business and kept things going." And I said, "No, I don't. Just it's just my home." So we chatted for a little bit. She wasn't from Seattle, though. She had a heavy accent, Eastern European, I think. So maybe that's why she actually talked to me. Yeah, you got to talk to people. It's just, it's just fun. It's interesting. People are just so interesting. Hmm. Yeah, JK, I just don't worry about that kind of thing. I did in the first couple of weeks of living out of the van, but I just don't worry about that kind of thing. Other people's opinions are none of my business. So they can think whatever they want to think. Dachshunds are really weird dogs. They have a ton of personality, so it's not really that unusual for a dachshund to not like somebody. They're just quirky, and that's part of the reason why I like dachshunds. They're just really quirky little dogs. The last time I had a passenger, a few weeks back, had a friend around. It happens every now and then, which is why I like to keep my front seat. People keep telling me to take my seat out, and it's like, what do I do when somebody needs a ride? Actually, Brian, Adventure Van Man, this was a few years back. He texted me out of the blue one day and said, "Hey, I might need a ride to the airport. Can you help me?" So I mean, you never know when somebody's gonna. I didn't actually end up taking him. He just wanted a. I was his backup to the backup plan. It was one of the times he was going up to Alaska to do the fishing job. Um, so he just wanted to make sure that he was going to get to the airport, and so I was his backup to the backup. But I think he didn't have any trouble because he usually stays with friends up there, and so when he's in Washington there, so he he didn't have any trouble. But you never know when somebody's gonna call you or text you and ask for a ride, or if you're gonna take a friend to go hiking somewhere. You need that seat. You need a seat with a seat belt. Yeah, I wish you would have come and helped me fold laundry. It was hot in there. I wanted to get out of there. Uh, I was folding as fast as I could. It was hot. Whoa. Yeah, sometimes people don't get the cues, Chippy, right? That the conversation should wind down. I get that. I get that a lot. Like when you're backing away, and you keep saying, "I gotta go, I gotta go." Oh, hey, Michael, how's it going, man? Yeah, I need to keep bacon in my pocket for dog encounters, right? Uh, I usually just write wiener dog if I'm typing it out because I don't know how dachshund is spelled. Or doxy, right? Maybe doxy would be easier. I've talked about why I wanted to move into a van. In fact, my 7 year video, my 7 year anniversary video, I talked about it. I don't regret it for one bit. I do regret not moving into the van sooner, uh, but I don't think I was ready for it sooner. I think the timing was right when I did it. Um, but yeah, I'm happy to be a van lifer, and I hope to be a living out of a van. I hope to be living out of this van for years to come. Uh, I hope nothing changes for a long time yet. But it's not for everybody. It's absolutely not for everybody, and it wouldn't have been for me 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I could have not lived out of a van. Absolutely not. I was too neurotic. I was uh, had too much anxiety back then. I had to work out of that. So once I got out of that situation, uh, then van life became a possibility for me. Yeah, in my case, Russell, the I keep that part of the van separated off because the glass is up there. So if I open my living space up to the glass, that means I would be passed out right now with how hot it is outside. The only reason I'm able to sit here in the with the outside heat is because it doesn't get hot here because I keep the glass separated. So opening up my van, to be able to use that spot the for the passenger seat, is not an option for me really. So yeah, it is just the way. If I were in a cooler area, maybe I would want to use that spot. But for me, I don't. I yeah, I don't. I keep that closed off. Yeah, it's not nearly as hot here, is it, Michael, as your area? Yeah, I thought today would be a good day for a live stream. I was trying to get a video edited, and then I just realized, there's not going to be a lot of people watching. Most everybody's going to be out enjoying the long weekend with family, and so I didn't even know if I should put up a video on Thursday because people are still probably going to be on vacation. A lot of people. I don't know. I should put a poll up on YouTube and see what everybody has to say about that. Tina, if you look through my video list, click on my channel page and look down through, you'll see that usually in California or Washington. I spent quite a bit of time in Arizona and Nevada a couple years back, and Arizona was amazing. Nevada, not so much. Um, but I'm not trying. I'm trying to be nice here, so I'm not going to get into that. Um, but yeah, I'm normally Washington and California are the places I like to be. I do enjoy my van life. It's true. Oh, even for you at ESB, interesting that even you, yeah. See, I don't think that people understand unless you have a van that doesn't have windows and you haven't gone through the thing that we've done. I guess ESP has done it too, where you just totally separate off the glass part from the other part. You have no idea the difference in temperature uh, that you're going to experience. It's just it's one of the reasons why I'm really glad I spent the extra money on buying a van, commercial van that doesn't have windows, because it did cost me more, and it was much harder to get a loan for this van. But I'm so happy that I did it, because I can't imagine uh, I can't imagine the last 7 years having to deal with the heat that I would have had to deal with having windows. And I'm from the desert originally. The first year and a half of my van life was from the desert, where 110-degree day was a cool day for us. And that's no joke. The lows at night would get maybe down into 90 degrees, but usually, 94, 95 degrees would be the low. And so I don't think I would have been able to stand it any other way. Oh, thank you, HR. JK, I'm working on doing 2 videos a week. I've just started that. It's just a new thing since last week. So last week had 2 videos. This week, well, obviously I'm not gonna have 2 videos this week because I'm doing a live stream today. But Mondays and Thursdays, I thought they'd play better than Saturday, but um, it doesn't seem to be the case. So I may throw Saturday back in the mix, but I'm gonna stick to the Monday Thursday upload days for right now. But yeah, I'm committed to doing two a week uh, for for the time being. It's been a little difficult just because I've had a tough go with cell service for some reason lately. And I don't know why that is, because I should be in good cell service area, but I just had tough cell service. Today I had to drive around a little bit to find a spot. I'm just parked on a street somewhere, um, just because it had cell service here, good cell service. I was driving. Once I got good bars, I pulled over and stopped. That was it. It's like, well, this is where I'm in a live stream. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Kristen, I don't do any holidays at all. Um, so I I don't have a favorite or a least favorite. I actually find them all annoying, because to me, being a minimalist, every holiday is about spending money, and I don't want to spend money, and I don't want to buy things. I don't have room for stuff, and so yeah, I don't know. I just think all of them are kind of overrated. Any day should be a holiday. You just should have a day that just out of the blue you should say, I want to go to the beach, or I want to go to the mountains today, and you should be able to do that, you know, and that should be your holiday. That's my thought anyway. My last job, for a while, we had PTO, uh, where you could just take that paid time off whenever you wanted it. And they made a big deal about it, and they said, oh, we're not going to have sick days anymore. You're just going to have PTO, and depending on how long you've been with the company, you'll have this many hours, and you just do it whenever you want. You don't even need to call in. They told us you could just go on online and log in online and do it there. And we would always let our manager know if we were going to take a sick day or something. Um, but then they just all of a sudden one day said, no, we're not doing that anymore. so, so if you're sick, plan 3 days ahead. Uh, if you want to have a sick day, you put in a request 3 days ahead. So for a little while, it was really cool that we had that time available to us. Oh, thanks, Ivan. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Oh, I didn't give too much of an advance notice, Ivan, except for channel members. So sorry about that, but thank you so much. I keep saying I'll give an advance notice, and then I keep wimping out whenever it comes to it, because when there's a lot of people in here, it's a lot for me to read, and I miss a lot of stuff anyway, because the chat sometimes goes too fast. Even when it's going too slow, it goes too fast for me. and now I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Yeah, I'm look, I'm live, Olga. I, it just seemed like a good day to do a live today. Ty, I'm having major trouble with the van right now, but I'm hoping to keep it for a long time in the future. But we'll see. It's just not up to me. There will be news about that coming up in a couple of weeks. I think I'm about 2 weeks behind my current situation, which maybe you know that or maybe you don't, but my videos usually go up on a little bit of a delay. Oh, that's weird, Beavis. I wouldn't think that. Here it's the opposite. They charge you more without Windows. Makes perfect sense, right? Cheaper for them to produce, because they don't have to buy expensive glass, but yeah, it's more expensive. But I think usually these vans are sold to companies as fleet vehicles. So it's a little bit like the insurance thing. Well, you don't know that in Europe either, but um, the insurance company charges more for medication and things because it's or you know prescriptions and things cost more for insurance companies because it's all worked out. It's kind of the same with vans, I think. Yeah, that's cool, Leslie. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, there's a whole business side of YouTube where if you're putting stuff up on the wrong day at the wrong time, then it does affect things for us, and so that's why I'm trying to find better days to put videos up on. The last three videos have underperformed as far as YouTube is concerned, and so it's not good. It's not been good for me, unfortunately. So it gives me a little bit of stress. John, a buddy of mine, lives out of a Honda Element. I've talked about this in the past, but he's 6'4", and I have no idea how that works. But he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He bought it secondhand, of course, um, but he has a nice little build he's put together, and it works for him. Uh, I don't I don't know if I would be able to do a Honda Element. It's a little small. It's a lot smaller than my van. Oh, that's cool, ESP, that you actually get to do that. Graham's needling me a little bit here. Uh, yeah, Amazon. Um, one more time, Kenneth, and you'll be banned. So, yeah, I'll just tell you right now, you will be banned. So, do what you want. Say it again, and goodbye. Hey, Violet, nice to see you. Glad you made it. Yeah, that's true, isn't it, Beavis? There's seats and everything else too, and carpeting and headliner. That that was all stuff I didn't want because I would have had to get rid of that. And then what do you do with brand new headliner and seats and carpets? It, like why would I want to buy a van so that I would have to take it apart just so that I can get to the building stage? That so that was another reason why I wanted this. Hey, Ivan from Vancouver. How are you? Yeah, you yeah, you have your 3-month long holiday, don't you, Kristen? That must be nice. J. Brett, Port Townsend is amazing, and I spend a lot of time there whenever I'm in Washington. I don't usually talk about it quite so much, but yeah, I usually spend quite a bit of time there. Amazing little town. It's going to be a little bit more expensive because you're way out, so that your grocery options are limited. your fuel options are limited. Oddly, on the way to Port Townsend, you can get propane for less, well, up $2 a gallon. So not everything's more expensive, but um, that's about a third of what I paid when I got it last time because I bought propane when I was in the city last time, so it was a little bit more. But yeah, if you can get to Port Townsend, oh my goodness, it's just an amazing place. And then if you want to get someplace quickly, you can just jump on one of the ferry and get out of there. But it's just a great place to travel around to. I usually like to go out to Port Angeles too, after Port Townsend, which is a really cool town. Uh, Port Angeles is a little gritty, but it's perfectly safe and it's really nice. A little more fuel and food options in Port Angeles, and so I think it's slightly less expensive, maybe. Um, oh, thank you, Ivan. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Did that answer your question, or did I miss another one? Joe Dirt, is there actually a National Coffee Day? Why would I guess why? That's a silly question, isn't it? It's National something every day. That's funny. I wonder if that's in my iPhone because there's always those national days that show up on my iPhone. I'll look at that later. Yeah, if you can get to Port Townsend, I highly recommend it. If you've seen my videos from from Port Townsend, maybe one of them. Oh no, one of I did a a video last year, um, and it was supposed to be just a members only video, but I went ahead and put it up for everybody, so it's up for everybody to watch. It's about the state park there in just outside of town, Port Townsend. Um, Really cool state park. Uh, it Just the way they have it set up is really nice. So yeah, just an awesome place. Port Townsend is one of my favorite towns of any town anywhere. Yeah, I want to get out to the Ho too. For some reason, I keep not making it out there, and I don't know why. Although it is the lack of cell service kind of is troubling for me, but apparently it's really super cool out there. Oh, I actually do hang stuff off the ceiling, Jane. I utilize the ribs of the van here to hang stuff, like my my mirror that I use for shaving and everything in the morning is just a mirror that I took the base off and put a magnet on, so that just sticks up with a magnet. So yeah, I utilize a lot of magnets for stuff. So I've got a lot of stuff hanging. I've also got some other like hooks and stuff that are hanging. You can see those in some of the van tour videos I do of the van. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Teresa. Nice to see you. Have a pleasant day and a pleasant holiday. Hmm. You had a Oh, good night, Beavis. Thanks for stopping in. Nice to see you. HR, I'm not supposed to talk about that. That's one of the verboten topics. Um, I wish I could. There's a lot of things we're not really supposed to say. And that's one of those things I can't really say. Anything helps. Uh, Watching my videos, and another thing I'm not supposed to say, but they kind of allow it, is, if you watch the ads on my videos, that's the biggest way to help me. Watch the video from the start to the finish and let the ads run. I don't expect you to watch the half-hour ads, obviously, if you run across one of those, but watching my videos from start to finish is the absolute best way to help me. And you can just go back to any of my older videos. I'm sure you haven't seen all of my videos, but if you go back and watch any of my videos and just let them run, that's the best way to help me that you can do. Sorry, I can't give an honest answer, but I'm not allowed to say some things. There's some things I'm not allowed to say. Well, I use a storage facility, Alex. Cool. Yeah. That wouldn't work for me, but it seems like probably half of my friends do that. But yeah, having a storage location just wouldn't work for me at all. But it's good that it works out for you. Hey, Alicia, all the way from Jordan. Awesome. Very cool. 3 a.m. What are you doing up? Uh, it's getting pretty hot, Violet. It's getting really hot. Where I've been a bit uncomfortable. The nice thing about it is it does cool down at night. So as soon as the sun goes down, it's nice and cool. So yeah, it's just during the day, and it usually takes a while for it to warm up. So the days when it gets to 80 degrees or more, it doesn't usually get there until later in the day. So that's nice too. It's usually just a short amount of time that you got to deal with the heat up here anyway. It's not like where I'm from. Where I'm from, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's already 115, and you're wondering, like, why does anybody live here? And that's why I'm not there now. If you have SureBear, if you have YouTube Premium, where you're paying not to see the commercials, yeah, it. I don't know how that works, but if you watch our videos, we get paid slightly differently, and I don't know. Um, yeah, it's nice that way. You don't have to watch the videos, and we do still get paid. I don't know if it's the same or what, but yeah, no, that's all good. Just watching my videos is all you have to do. You can call me Scott or Static. I use both. I actually, the funny thing, this makes people upset, and I don't know why, but I've told this to a lot of people, and they get really riled up about this. But if I go to a coffee place and order a coffee, I say my name is Static, because if I say Scott's, then they say, oh, well, we need a last initial because we already have two other Scott's. So I don't want to deal with that. So I just say Static. I don't know why that bothers people, but yeah, so I use Static myself quite often. So yeah, call me either one. I mean, call me Steve. A lot of people call me Steve, and I usually don't correct people. Somebody called me Steve earlier, and it's like it's totally fine. Like I know you're talking to me, so like it's totally fine. Call me whatever. I don't care. Yeah, Southern California, Graham, is brutal. All of Southern California. It doesn't matter where you are, unless you're right on the ocean or up in the mountains. It doesn't matter where you are. It is brutal in the summertime. Well, thank you, Good Shepherd. I appreciate that. I think you told me that, Judy, that it rained the whole time. I mean, it is, it is right next to a rainforest, so, right, but I've been there a lot of the time when it was just beautiful weather. I mean, this year has been really good. The time I was there this year, the weather was absolutely gorgeous. In fact, it was a little chilly, but it was actually absolutely gorgeous. Last year was the same. It was just beautiful there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is right near the rainforest, so you're bound to get some bad weather. It's too bad you were there. It rained out the whole time. Although I like it when it's rainy there. I think it's prettier. So as long as you don't mind the rain, it is prettier when it's raining there. You're so Chippy. I'm supposed to tell you you're not supposed to watch like that when you're sleeping, but do whatever you want to do. Um, but yeah, watching my videos is the best thing, and watching them through is the best thing you can absolutely do for me. So I appreciate all of you that do actually do that. And again, I don't expect you to watch those hour long commercials. I was watching the other day, a half-hour commercial came up on somebody's video, and I watched a few minutes of it without realizing, because usually I'm watching YouTube when I'm doing something else. So there might be a minute or two where I'm just listening, and I didn't realize it was such a long commercial, and I'm thinking, like, YouTube, come on, half an hour commercial. Oh, thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. I will buy some more. I will do that. I'm halfway done with my pack of ground beef right now, so I will definitely buy some more on you. I thank you very much. Joe Turk. Um, uh, yeah, I'm my favorite meal are would change depending on my mood. So it'd either be tacos, a burrito, or pizza. Maybe some stew if it's made well would be right up there too. I can't choose between those four. There might be something else in there too, but I guess those are the first four to come to mind. So one of those. Although I eat burritos almost every day, so that probably really shouldn't be on the list. But I mean, it is my one of my favorite meals. Um, Scott, I'm from Southern California, not not Arizona. It's hot in Southern California too. If you were asking me that, yeah, listening to the rain is awesome, but the views are good too. I think I like foggy weather. I mean, I'm from the desert, so it's still unusual for me, even though I've done. I think I've been saying that I've been in the Seattle area for 4 years, but I guess it's more than that now because I keep going back. But it's still unusual for me. 40 years in the desert versus four something in Washington State. The fog and the rain is still very unusual, and I still just really appreciate the heck out of it. Goulash. I like goulash, yeah. I'll call you Chippy from now on. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that for letting me know. Alex, I got rid of that hot water heater. It ended up being too much of a pain to keep going, so I just threw it out. I was at a buddy's house and I was like, do you have room in your trash can?" And he opens up his trash can. It was empty. And I said, "But do you have room?" And he said, "Yeah, if it's bothering you, throw it out." So I threw it out. I got tired of dealing with it. I There was a time I was gonna hook it up to the sink, and I had it all ready to plumb it up to the sink. But for my use case, it was just easier to have it come straight out of the water heater and use it that way. I didn't. I used it more for uh, other things, like when it was cold out, I would soak my feet and in hot water. Uh oh, we we glitched for a second, but um, yeah, I didn't use it quite so much for uh, I don't know. It seems like I used it more for washing clothes than I did anything else. You're in the Tri Cities. Ooh, it's got to be hot. Although I think it's drier out there, right? At least you got that going. Kristen, that's another thing I'm not really allowed to talk about, but the long and short answer is yes, but actually no. Um, we really, well, I don't think I'm allowed to talk anymore about that. Sorry. Olga, I do have a Kamal. I use it for making tortillas. That's actually what I bought it for, was just to make tortillas. And I haven't really been making tortillas too much lately, but yeah, I really like that Kamal. It's cast iron Kamal. Gizmo, I just think it's just the opposite of where I grew up, and so I think that's why I like it so much. There's good and bad about the Pacific Northwest, but um, I just like the differences. There's water everywhere. I like trees. I like seeing trees. So yeah, uh, maybe just because it's the opposite. Maybe if I was from Seattle, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. I talked about that on a recent video. That I kind of wonder if Seattle people understand, just if they're from Seattle. I kind of wonder if they really understand just how beautiful it is. And I mean, the desert's beautiful too, but it's different, you know? Yeah, you gotta check out Mendocino. A friend of mine just was in Mendocino the other day. She texted me and asked me, "Where should I get coffee?" And so she went there and got coffee and something else. Um, but she didn't get to spend much time there. But yeah, it's such a great place. I mean, the whole Mendocino County is really cool. But the interesting thing about Mendocino County is, if you're on the coast, where Mendocino is, where the town is, it's so different than the other side of the county, because the other side of the county is like deserts, and then you got really mountainous areas where there's bears and mountain lions and stuff. So I mean, it's just a cool area. Well, hello, New York. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'll just say hello from New York. Am I ignoring you, buddy? I'm sorry. Let me scroll back up. Oh, we talked about that maybe before you came in, buddy. The Yeah, I don't really get lonely. I actually have two videos where I explain why I don't feel like I get lonely, but also like I'm outside most of the day. I'm outside walking around most of the day, so I talk to people all day long. It's and if I'm at my van, I have my door open usually, unless I'm just asleep. But I mean, I nap with my door open a lot too. A couple of people have woken me up when I'm taking my nap. Uh, but yeah, I just talk to people all the time, and so it's it's hard to feel lonely in my circumstance. You know, because usually if I'm out walking around, I try to say hi to people. If somebody's got a cute dog, I'm gonna try to pet their dog. I'm gonna ask them if I can pet their dog. So, like I'm constantly talking to people all the time. It's really hard for me to keep up with the chat. So I have my iPad set up here because it's easier for me to read the chat. So it's a little weird with the timing, which makes it even more strange. I need a better setup here, but this is the best I can do, unfortunately. I am relaxed. It's been nice here in the Pacific Northwest. It's just been really nice here lately. It's been warm, a little warmer than I would like, but it's been really nice. I just ran over 90,000 miles just a couple weeks ago. They tell me that's good for a Chrysler vehicle, but yeah, just ran over 90,000 miles, and I just realized in 2 months I'll have owned the van 8 years. That's or a month and a half maybe. That's coming up quick. Hey Frank, I have been up to BC a little bit, but I have not spent as much time as I would like to up there. I used to be able to get up there, and there was a couple of people that would put up van meetups. Crum from Van City Van Life is one. He would do a little van meetup, and so I would get to go up there quite often in the past, but I just not been able to do that lately. Winter Wolf. The last time I shaved my beard was it's been more than 20 years. I don't remember exactly, but maybe 30. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Oh well, thank you, John. I appreciate that. No, you've done. That's that's the support, John. That's what you've done. Um, you don't need to do anything else except join up. So I really appreciate that. That helps immensely. My views have tanked the last little bit, and so I'm kind of on YouTube's not so friendly list right now at the moment. So the Patreon support goes a whole long way. But the only other thing you can do is just watch older videos on YouTube, and I mean that would be a huge help too. But thank you, I really appreciate that. You have no idea how much that helps. Honestly, it's a huge help. And I should talk about how much you guys help me more. I don't talk enough about that. I need to. I was having one day a week where I was doing a check-in video, and now that I'm kind of forced into this, but I really need to get two videos up on YouTube that are monetized, and so I've kind of dropped off on the those member only videos. I'm going to try to get back to those a little bit once I can kind of get going a little bit more. The new iPad has helped quite a bit. Um, I've had another couple of issues, technical issues, and so it does take me a little longer to get a video edited than I would like, um, which I'm working on. So I'm hoping to get on top of that here soon. But I've made the commitment for Monday, Thursday videos on YouTube, and so I'm trying to stick to that. And it's kind of made doing the members only videos a little bit rough for me right now, but hopefully we can get back to that. There have been some, if you're new to them, if you go in the post section on, and if I haven't, if you're really new, but hopefully I've sent you either an email or a direct message on Patreon, just letting you know that there are some members only videos, and if you look in the post section, there will be links to those. They're put up on YouTube, but there will be links to those members only videos. Some of them are cool. They're like places that I don't want to blow up. They're like lesser known places. There's one in Mendocino. Um, there's another one in Humboldt that I don't want to talk about on regular YouTube. So there will be a link to those videos uh, on there if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Those are not monetized videos. Those are strictly just because it's a thank you for those of you that are helping me on Patreon or YouTube memberships. So that's what those are there for. Oh well, thanks for stopping in, ESP. It was nice of you to get to stop in. Happy work day. Oh, Bayside, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to put people to sleep, and that's not a joke. That's actually my purpose. Oh yeah, you are you getting in the smoke there too, Judy? Um, yeah, I mean, I have options. I've been kind of laying low and staying in the city just because it well, there's reasons. The trying to do the two videos a week is kind of taxing on me too, and so I kind of need a little more downtime between them. So it's kind of easier for me to stay closer to the city, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I have options to get out of the smoke. I hope you've got better options. It seems like you're farther away from the water uh, to kind of escape that. Yeah, I agree with you, Violet. That Violet, that's another thing that I'm not supposed to actually talk about either. There's a whole lot of things we're not supposed to talk about, and I'm not supposed to talk about not being able to talk about things. If that makes sense too, it's a it's like a tightrope. Sometimes I start to say something and then I'm like, ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Yeah, the shorts thing. I don't like those shorts either, which which puts me in a bad spot. Well, I mean, Joel, if that, yeah, if positivity isn't going to attract viewers, then so be it. You know, uh, that's totally fine with me. There's so much negativity that I just don't. Well, I don't see the point in contributing to that. Oh, Ivan, thank you so much for joining. That's very nice of you. You're helping immensely. I appreciate that, dude. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Oh, hey Heather, nice to see you. We should we should probably be winding. I didn't even know how long. Have we really been on for 3 hours? Goodness. I thought this would be a quick thing. There would be like 30 people tops in here today, and then I would just be on and off, and I actually have editing. I need to finish editing a video. I started one the other night, and was that last night? I worked out a little bit last night, but I was thinking, oh, I'll just do a quick live, and then I'll get back to finishing that video. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Oh yeah, Douglas, Tacoma's awesome. Although it's getting really crowded now. It's the place everybody's moving to. I think it was in the top 10 cities that most desirable cities that people were moving to. Although it was probably mostly Seattle people moving to Tacoma is my guess, but yeah, Tacoma's really awesome. Alex, I don't need to do much with my new battery. I bought a lithium battery, and that just really doesn't need much at all. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of maintenance to do to it. Yeah, somebody wants to get banned for life. 1 a.m. You should be asleep. Well, thanks, Ivan. Have a nice night. I appreciate all the help. I really appreciate all the help. Have a good dinner. Oh, thanks, Roberto. No. An emphatic no. I'm past middle aged, and I'm ornery, so you should know that. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually trying to do fewer lives, so I'm glad you made it. But they would like us to do more. I would like to do less. You know, they're a little taxing, especially when I do 3 hour ones. I didn't think this would be a long session. Oh, from Sweden, awesome. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. You cooked and ate dinner? Yeah. I'm getting hungry, actually. Oh, yeah, I've heard that about Nashville too. The good cities people flock to, right? I mean, they're good for a reason. We probably should think about ending this and letting everybody get to their day, because this is 3 hours is a bit ridiculous. I can't believe it's been 3 hours. I can't believe I've been talking that long. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, Graham? How many people are here? It's just crazy. Oh, thank you, Design. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you're enjoying your van life too. Awesome. Um, yeah, we need to wind down here. So, or I'm gonna have to sleep for 2 days after this. Um, so thank you everybody that showed up, everybody that chatted. I really appreciate it, and everybody that did the super chats and the extras. That's really awesome. I really appreciate it. It's right now it's extra appreciated. I'll just put it that way, because I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to stay positive here, um, but thank you so much, and we will wind down. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to put a video up on Thursday. It is my intention to, and I will get the video done today, so I'll have something to put up on Thursday. But this being a weird kind of long week, holiday week for everybody here in the States anyway, I'm just not sure if people are going to be up to watching anything, but we'll see. But starting next week anyway, Monday, Thursday, and I'm committed to 2 videos a week, Monday, Thursday for now. And again, thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody that's helped out. It's and remember, the best way to help me is just to watch my videos. So that's a help if you can do that. So hope everybody's going to have a nice, safe holiday, and we will see you all soon. Thanks for watching.